Hey everybody, welcome back to Morning Talk with Mike and Paul. Yeah, we
Woohoo!
found him. We found him. But he
I
was
was
on
never
Friday.
lost.
You were on Friday, but he does have his alarm set for Mondays and Fridays now.
You, you know that was not a problem.
No,
I told you last week.
I know. But anyway, we're glad to have get you guys in here. Today we're going to be talking about what you love about your state. And talking with Paul, England is divided up into regions and not states, but still under the prime minister and the king. Do I have that basically right?
Yep.
Okay. It's kind of like Germany. Germany's divided up in the regions like Rhineland-Pfalz, Saarland, Hessen, Bavaria. That's their regions, but they're not really considered states like we do, because in our states, we have a governing body in each and every state.
We call them councils.
Councils, okay. So kind of different. But if you didn't know it, I'm from Arizona. I was born in Wisconsin, and we lived on a dairy farm in a little white house. I think it was 2 bedrooms. There was 3 kids. My sister Debbie, Cindy, and myself. We lived there, and then we moved to Arizona. Probably when I was like maybe 2, because I was in the pictures. I'm walking, but they're holding my hand, so probably around 2. So my formative years was all in Arizona, so that's what I know. But we're going to talk. We're going to talk about your state. I did pin the link at the top for you to come up and tell me what are the best things about your state. And don't come on here and say go Vols or go Alabama or crap like that, because those teams don't count. Now, if you want to say go Mizzou, then that'll be fine also. Okay. But we're going to talk about that today. I want to know.
Don't say go on Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. But I want to know what are some of the best things that you love about your state. So we're going to get started, but first we're going to say hello to some people that pay the bills or don't pay the bills. Terry's laughing. And we got Joe Fix It For You, Paul Honeyman, Merns Pacquiao, and she's actually live right now also. RD Vlogs, welcome in. Heartland Headquarters with Dink and Tank, there's Tamara, Mary Garcia. Welcome in. Ilokana, hope I said that, in Singapore. I just got done watching her video, fireworks show from Singapore. That was really nice. There's Crystal's Adventures. Abby G, welcome in. Nay Smiles is here. Leela and Layla's Vlogs, welcome in, my friends. Jolene Carambas. I hope I said that right. There's Ed over at Whistle Stop Homestead. Welcome in, Ed. Hardneck Farms. There's Wendy. Rona. Gabrielle. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Roadkill Ron. Cracker Barrel sucks anyway, just saying. Guys, I can't believe this woke CEO changing the logo of Cracker Barrel.
I can't believe them stupid idiots haven't realized what's happening.
Go
woke, go broke.
I seen a thing on Facebook where it was the Cracker Barrel sign and Bud Light holding hands walking off into the sunset.
Yeah, that'd be about
Bud Light lost millions of dollars. with their little.
Try that with a B.
Yeah.
And I must have upset Lacey because she's not speaking to me today.
Who?
Lacey.
Oh, but welcome in there, Roadkill Ron and Wendy.
And Lacey P. Summers.
Welcome in. Rebecca Touched by Yarns here. Lacey Summers is here. Welcome in, my friend. She's so good looking, man.
I call her cutie.
Yeah. Jovita Navarro. Hola, Jovita. Welcome in.
I don't wear
AK Bill's here. Welcome in. Kentucky Bluegrass Living's here. Yep, he's got sweatpants on. Louisiana Community Coffee and Corrupt Politicians. Yeah, I seen where the mayor of New Orleans might spend a little time in the clink.
Good.
Yeah.
It should happen to a lot more.
Down there paying for their holidays and stuff. Let's see. Rainy Ridge. Good morning to you also. There's Butt Nugget Homestead. Dee's Garden and Adventure. Hello, Diana. All right. Norwegian Homestead. I haven't seen you in a while. I did go to you. There was somebody from Norway that subscribed to our channel, and I went to theirs, and I told them that, hey, we got a friend over there at Norwegian Homestead. And then I went to your page, and you haven't posted in a while. But I welcome you in, brother. Let's see. Camping Cage Freeze here. Welcome in. And I am at the bottom. Can you believe that, Paul? I said
it's only taken you 7 minutes.
I know.
Proud.
And Terry, she goes, oh, did you not say hello to Jovita? Terry's sitting right there. See, she doesn't listen to me. All right. Yes, I've been busy. I bet you have.
I'm nearly as proud as if you grabbed that snake behind you.
Oh, we dispatched another snake this morning.
So what's that one doing going by your skirting board?
No, don't even go there, Paul. No. And this one was just as big as that one. It's like this one took the other one's place. And yeah, he felt the clinch of the clippers. and I didn't almost hyperventilate like the first one. This one was a little bit easier. But he was right underneath the young chicks, the quail. He was all curled up underneath there. And I didn't see him at first because I have a board there so the little quail can get on top of it so they're not on wire. They gradually go on the wire. And I was reaching in to get their water, and all of a sudden I see this red thing come up between the little square, the wire squares. I go, whoa, dude. And I looked down in there,
and it was something a lot stronger than that.
Well, I said something else other than what I just said. And he was all curled up. And then I pulled it out and I took the clippers to that boy. So,
Mike, Terry's going to have to set up a camera in that bloody box.
Man. The good thing is the snakes can't get through there. I'm just worried about if they're small and they can because a snake can get into just about anything.
Like a mice, like a mouse.
So anyway,
that's why I suggested the perspex.
I got cats, Jovita. I got 2 of them, but these snakes are so big, the cats are afraid of them. Now, I did go out there yesterday. Oh, day before yesterday? Terry went out there yesterday. I slept in. I slept till like 8:40. I had a good night's sleep.
8:40.
I go out there the other day, and Thelma, the little gray striped cat, came running up to me, and she had a little baby mouse in her mouth, right? And the mouse was kicking. And then she drops it on the floor, right? And then the mouse tried to get away, and she goes with her claws. All she wanted to do was play with it. It eventually died. And then here comes Louise. She comes over, and she has this big old mouse in her mouth. And I'm like a proud papa. I said, man, they're doing their job. So I cleaned out their litter box, gave them a little food and some water. I said, good girls. And I just loved on them. So they did a good job. They're learning. So I'm happy about that. All right. Philip W. Ryder's in the house. There he is, saying hello. Oh,
yeah.
That's him.
Yeah, just as you clicked on it, it jumped.
Yeah. So there you go. So, like I said, I'm from Arizona. In Arizona, there's no humidity unless you go up to the higher elevations, but really none up there either. When it snows up around the Flagstaff area and stuff, it's like a powdery snow and not a real heavy, wet snow. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna make a snowball, you gotta spit into it so it'll stick together. But it's not a wet.
That's how you know your friends are.
Like in England, your snow's pretty much wet, really heavy wet snow, because they have humidity and a lot of moisture in the air.
Well,
because they're an island.
You spit into yours to get them to stick together, to throw at people you don't like. When you
make a yellow snowball, you have to wear gloves.
Yeah, we actually put a stone in ours and mold it around the stone before we throw it to someone we don't like.
I've heard of people putting like pieces of gravel in it and throwing a snowball at people they don't like.
Yeah, that's what the kids use. The grown-ups use stones.
But I think that growing up, I only seen it snow in Mesa, Arizona, in the Phoenix Valley one time. And it was just like a dusting. It was nothing. But we thought, holy crap, this is awesome. You know? And of course, people probably wrecked and stuff like that because they don't know what the hell they're doing in snow. But I only seen it snow one time. And that's one of the good things about living in Arizona is the weather. The weather is awesome, except for when it hits 100 degrees in March.
Oh, shit.
Now, I have been in Arizona. In fact, I went back and I forgot about this. And I think it was in early March. My mom was in the hospital and I drove out to Arizona with the boys. And
I never drive anywhere without my boys.
It was, we got in like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. And it was like 89 degrees, right? But there was no humidity. It was 89 degrees. We got up the next morning. We walked outside, and I think we got up and got out of the hotel at around 10 o'clock. And I opened that door, and bam, like a wall. I go, what the hell happened? And it was already 96 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. And if you've ever been in a dry heat, it's different than a heat with humidity. It's just like a microwave hot.
Yeah.
And then later that day, we were watching the news in the hospital, and they said, "Hey, we just hit a record. It's 101, and it's only March 7th." And I'm like, going, "Holy crap!" Terry loves it. Okay.
Well, we got there in December when we moved there, and we were at your mom's, and there were oranges on the street.
Yeah. When we moved to Sierra Vista, Arizona, I worked for the Army down there at Fort Huachuca. We went up and visited my mom. She did live in a retirement community, and out her side door, there was an orange tree, and it was just packed full of oranges. And this was in December or January when this happened. I'm going, are you kidding me? This is insane.
That's life goals for me.
And we picked some oranges, and I'm telling you what, they were so sweet. I couldn't believe it. And then we drove through the retirement community. Orange trees, lemon trees, grapefruit trees. These people just go out and pick their breakfast and eat.
And we'd just come off the mountains where there was a foot of snow.
Yeah.
It was weird.
And it was just absolutely the weather in Arizona. Now, Arizona, if you didn't know it, they have what is it called? They have a thing called the 5 C's. And we had to learn this in elementary school, Arizona history and the 5 C's, which means copper, cattle, cotton, citrus, and climate. That is the 5 C's of Arizona. And it is just, I'm going to say, growing up, the weather really didn't bother me. I was in shorts, a t-shirt, and half the times I wasn't wearing shoes because the bottoms of my feet were all calloused up anyway. And you could run across the street, but the street was still hot. I'm telling you, you could walk on the pavement. When it gets around 115, between 115 and 120 sometimes, you can walk on the asphalt. And if you're wearing like a gummy bottom shoe, after a while, you can feel it sticking like you're walking in gum. That's how hot it gets. All right. But we just hop from grass to grass going down the street, try to stay off the sidewalks. I have seen the sidewalk when it got so hot that it just rose up. You know, we use that as ramps for riding our bikes and stuff like that. But it gets crazy hot. But as a kid, it didn't bother me. I was used to it. I was dark brown. I looked like, a little Mexican kid running around. I was dark brown.
And then you met Terry and she won't let you out.
That is true. It's her fault. But the weather was always good. Going to the pool was always fun. You knew people who came down, like the snowbirds. They were the solid white people walking around. They brought their no tan down to the hottest place in the States. And it was just, it was just unbearable. But as a kid, as long as somebody had a garden hose laying in their lawn, we had water, we hydrated. What's
Ginger
this?
Snaps just come in.
I don't see her.
She's there.
She's at the bottom.
Ginger.
I don't see her.
She's at
the bottom. On the chat. Hey, Ginger Snap. I thought you meant down here. Her face was down here.
If Ginger came on down there, Do you think I would be going like that? I would be having a fit.
I don't know what you was doing. Paul's making all kinds of motions. No, we were planning on going on the cruise, but we thought that the knee surgery was going to come through, but then they wanted more testing and all that kind of stuff. And we don't know when it's going to happen, so we pulled out of it. So I wish we were going. I was thrilled. We had it like almost 3/4 of the way paid off, but yeah, we had to make the hard choice talking to my doctor. So, I wish we was going. So the 5 C's, that is one of the big things that makes money in Arizona. And people go, cotton? Guys, we grow a lot of cotton in Arizona. A lot of it.
There was a lot of cotton in South Texas.
In South Texas too, yeah. And then we raise a lot of cattle. And a lot of that is all Hereford out in Arizona because of the heat and stuff. Black cows burn up out there. And then citrus. My mom worked for Sunkist. They had a gigantic plant in Mesa, which was like right off Broadway. And that was like maybe a mile from our house. And my mom used to walk there every single day, crating up oranges inside the factory and getting them ready for shipping and stuff. My mom did that for years. But we always had oranges at the house because the rejects, she brought those home. And lemons and grapefruits and all kinds of stuff. But yeah. Now, I will tell you the one thing as a kid in Arizona that I missed the most. We used to hitchhike in the summertime to the Salt River. And we'd have our inner tube and we would thumb for a ride. And Mesa wasn't all the way out there. Off of the highway that goes out to the river. But we would go out there, camp out. We weren't worried about coming home and getting our butts whooped because we didn't come home at night. And we'd have campfires out there and camp along the river, float all day, repeat the process all weekend long. And to this day, when Terry and I went to Sierra Vista, and I was the outdoor rec director there, I said, you know what? What a great experience it would be to take soldiers down to the Salt River. So we would load up the van every weekend and we would go down to the river. Terry had a blast. I lost my first wedding ring in that river. And we just
and what was her name?
Terry.
I was there.
She was there. If she wasn't there, she said she wouldn't have believed the story. But it did. It just slipped right off my finger because we were out in the sun for like 8 or 10 hours. And I was wearing a stocking, a motorcycle wrap on my head. And then we got out and we were going to Dairy Queen afterwards with all the soldiers. And I took it off, and it looked like I was a snow cone. This was solid white, and everything else was burnt red. But we had that. We got to see the wild horses that run along the river. And then some of these people on that Salt River, they have some flamboyant rafts that they float down on. We seen this one lady, she had a boa constrictor on her raft platform with her. And she was all get up like some kind of gypsy or whatever. But yeah.
Did you ever wear the old string
vest? I paddled
vest?
away from that stuff because I know they can swim.
Did you ever wear the old string vest?
Do what?
Did you ever wear an old string vest?
No.
Well, back in 84 and 85, my mother thought it would be so good because it was so hot here, to buy us string vests.
Oh, I know what happened.
Yeah. Well, in 82 and 83, this was before I joined the army, I was doing half marathons.
Yeah.
Local ones. So there's a thing we've got called the Great North Run. It's a 13.5-mile run. And
Yeah.
I did that in a string vest. And it was 34 Celsius over here. So when I got to the finish line, I took my vest off. And it was literally like I was imprinted with the string vest. Everything else was like a lobster pink.
Yeah. That's it. I was the hitchhike. Oh wow, Kristen. Yeah. It was
Minty's just come in.
Hey Minty Cactus, welcome in. And I seen Terres TV came in. But it was fun. I mean, it was a long ways out there to the Salt River. But we would start early in the morning, and we would run to get up on Main Street. And then when we got out to the desert, people would set like on the corner and wait for like trucks and stuff, and people would pick you up because they were going to the river anyway, and you get in there and you haul. Nowadays, the Maricopa County, which the Salt River falls in, the county took over a float. They opened up a float business now. It's a big, long pole barn, and it has windows, and you can go in there. You pay $5. You get you can get a tube, and you get a ride on the bus out to the start point, which is about 7 to 8 mile float. And that would take you all day. And then at the pickup point, you go get into the bus again, and they take you back to the shack, and you turn in your tube, and you went home. But we took the soldiers to that, and the soldiers, well, they did more flirting with the girls in the bikinis than they enjoyed the float anyway. But that's the Salt River. That's the way it is. You're just waiting for the girls to take their tops off, and they do.
Fiddles come in.
Hey, Biggie, welcome.
And all soldiers wait for the girls to take the tops off.
Yeah, Salt River, that's the way it was. And then there's a point on the Salt River where people would climb the cliffs and jump in. We used to do that as a kid, and I told my wife there, she goes, "Oh, you're going to do it now?" I said, "There ain't no way in hell I'd climb up there."
Yeah.
Like a big grizzly bear trying to climb the wall. But yeah,
there's a lot of things we used to do as kids.
I really missed that growing up as a kid. And if you want to come up and talk about what you love about your state, see, Mindy Cactus, she's done it. It's fun. Floating the Salt River that is it. That is a great time. And I've even seen it at times where they put up a concert. They bring in a big old stage, pull it in. It's a trailer, and they'd have bands out there. They have all kinds of stuff. And then right by the bridge, everybody usually stops there, cooks lunch, and has fun and stuff like that. So it's really. And then farther down the road is Saguaro Lake, which I used to fish that thing with my brother-in-law. I really miss him. My brother-in-law.
Terry, did you show Mike that thing?
Do what?
Did Terry show you that thing I sent her?
Yeah. She showed me that. I don't know if I'm man enough to wear one.
I was talking about the breakfast.
Oh, the breakfast.
No,
I thought you meant the T-shirt. She showed me that net-looking T-shirt thing, that screen looking t-shirt. I don't know if I could wear that. My nippies are really sensitive. Just saying. Hey, Debbie Drock, welcome in. Let's see, I got the wrong mouse in my hand. Yeah, I remember the fear of B2K kill. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I wasn't worried about any of that. I mean, when I was a teenager, I felt like I was invincible.
I was.
And that was just figment of my imagination. Hey, Elena. Welcome in.
My dad used to say, "Are you not scared of nothing?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, you've had 14 fights this week."
Yeah. Speaking of serial killers, Roadkill Ron says, I grew up a couple of blocks away from John Wayne Gacy. I watched an interview when I was going through police academy, and it was about the profiling and stuff. And the John Wayne Gacy was talking to somebody, but in order for him to talk, he wanted McDonald's. He wanted 2 Big Macs, fries, and a drink. And then he opened up to this profiler. That guy is a sick dude. He was a sick dude. Yeah. But he's saying hello to Elena. We only let a couple of people be moderators. I'm sorry, Elena. We don't open it up to everybody. But sorry about that. And I know you're from the Philippines. Yep.
You know, they're talking about all these hitchhikers and all that. It's nothing new. I watched a program not too long ago on YouTube about all these missing people.
Well, John Wayne Gacy used to tell him during his long interview, and he would actually give him a milestone marker on the highways, and they would go out there and they'd find the bodies. And all the people that he killed, and see, we're getting way off of the state of Arizona and your guys' state, is he knew where every one of them were buried. Guys, I was going, is he that smart, or is he that smart crazy? But how do you remember all those bodies?
That's where his conscience hides them.
That's crazy. So anyway, back to the subject. Let's see. Some of the places that I really enjoyed in Arizona. When I was 16, I did a work program with...
Terry is not moving back to Arizona, Mike.
Yeah. The national parks. Okay. And I lived up there with a bunch of other teenagers in a cabin. And we used to work over on the Havasu Indian Nation's part of the Grand Canyon. And we would take, they'd have a guide, and they would take like mules and horses down the long trail to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and visit the Indian village that was down there, and visit Havasupai Falls, Mooney Falls, and Navajo Falls. The 3 falls that are down there, waterfalls. I like Mooney Falls because it had the swing rope that took you out into this water. You could see the bottom. It was like limestone bottom.
You like Mooney Falls because of the name.
Mooney Falls?
Aye.
Yeah. And so our job was to, we would bring supplies down there, take the mules and stuff back to the top, because some people were staying down there for a while, or they'd say, "Oh, I want to hike up of it." Who wants to hike up that long way? And then we'd bring the horses and the mules back to the top, so they'd have them fresh for the next tour and stuff like that. And then we clean up campgrounds and all that kind of stuff when I worked for them one summer. And I had a great time down there.
That's a job I would have enjoyed.
Yeah, the Grand Canyon is it's spectacular when you're up on top and you're seeing how this wonder of the world looks like up there. But then when you're down in the bottom, God dang, it's not pretty down there until you find a waterfall like I was just talking about. But it gets hot. It's desolate down there. If you get lost down there, it's just like crazy. You're so far down in the earth. But people do that. People don't know. They think it's the Colorado River that goes there. It's called the Little Colorado, which branches off of the Colorado that goes through there. And they do have float trips that go through the canyon. And they're relatively expensive because you're camping out and doing all kinds of stuff, because it's not like a one day. You need to get to the other end so you can get back out of the canyon. But I absolutely love that place. I love the high plains area of Arizona because they actually have trees. Terry likes it down south. I don't know why, but I like the
girls like it down south.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like the Williams area of Arizona, because in Williams you can take the train to the Grand Canyon, and you have a place to stay in Williams. You get to see all the sights on the way up there. So I remember as a kid from Mesa, on a clear day, you could see the Superstition Mountains. And that was the mountain range that's on the thumbnail, the Superstition Mountains. And we used to go there as Boy Scouts, and we would hunt for a thing called Apache teardrops. When we'd find them, they were like a cloudyish white with black in them and stuff like that. And we'd grab a bunch of those, and then we had these rock tumblers. And they're little mini things with water and all that. And we would tumble them until they were black, and then we'd buff them out. And then people would sell those. They'd go to the flea markets, and people that were visiting and stuff, "Oh, Apache teardrops, blah, blah, blah." And they would buy Apache teardrops from us, and we'd put that back into the scout fund as we knew it. But we'd go hiking up through and everybody knows the legend of the Lost Dutchman mine and all that. But they had a movie theater out there. My sister Lenny, she played in a few movies out there at Apache Land Movie Theater, some Westerns. She was just like a townsperson, and they would pay her for doing it and stuff like that. So I remember that going out there. And the other one, if you're ever in the Tucson area, one of our favorite places to go is Old Tucson Studios. And if you're there in October for Halloween, one of the best Halloween parties you'll ever be is at Old Tucson Studios. And they made things like McClintock, all the wet John Wayne movies and stuff like that. The High Chaparral was filmed there. And you get to see all those sets and stuff like that. It's a really fun place to go. And that's one of the things I love about
Mesa Verde.
Mesa Verde?
Aye.
Mesa Verde is going north out of Phoenix. I've been up there. I've been rabbit hunting and pheasant hunting up there. And it is like by on the way up there's Cottonwood Canyon. And then I can't remember, is it 17? I can't remember which highway it is that goes to Flagstaff. But going north, you go to Montezuma's Castle. And it is the village that they built, the Pueblo Indians and stuff had built into the side of the mountain. It's a great place to go visit and experience that. And, oh, by the way, the last time we were there, it wasn't there when I was a kid. Right next to it is a big old casino. They built a gigantic pink casino, is right there. Always taking advantage of the tourists. They have that one there. I was shocked. I'm going, holy crap! A casino. They got a freaking RV village that you could park your RV there.
Avita's leaving.
Who?
Avita is going back to work.
Okay. She's going back to work.
Have a good day, Avita.
Break is over. But yeah, it was.
I liked the high desert area in the south.
Yeah, well, you like the Sierra Vista area, Tucson area. Yeah, Terry really likes that part. And when we lived down there, Terry just disappeared. I'd go to work and I'd get home before she would sometimes because she was out exploring.
I love the old western towns.
She actually went 4-wheel driving in a Toyota Corolla up the side of a mountain, Car Canyon, actually a goat trail in her Toyota Corolla. And also someone was coming down and they had to figure a way of getting turned around. I don't know how she did it, but she's done that several times in different places. But yeah, that Toyota Corolla took you places.
See, I like the Florida and Patagonia area.
Yeah, Patagonia area.
Going down.
Well, I like that road that goes from what is that? Sonoita, where all the wineries are down in South Arizona. And it goes.
Terry will definitely know where the wineries are.
Yeah, Terry knows where the wineries are. And then going over to Nogales, and she loved shopping in Nogales. I'm telling you stuff. Things that fall off truck end up in Nogales.
All right. If you think Terry was going the wrong way, she was taking a shortcut between the wineries.
Yeah. And she got in trouble one time. We went to Nogales, and she was taking pictures, and the Border Patrol got onto her. They thought she was scooping out the security on the border.
It was the town on the other side.
Yeah, but we never went across. There was a travel advisory for all government employees. Can't go across. Big 6'4" white guy walking around Nogales. I'd get snatched up by the cartel.
So, Terry, when you get stopped by Border Patrol, is it a good thing to say, I'm just waiting for them to get here?
Well, when we passed through and Terry was driving, they'd roll down the window and they would look over to me, our U.S. citizen. They'd look at her. She goes, this white girl can't be Mexican. But every time we left Sierra Vista, we had to go through Border Patrol checkpoint.
That's an idea, Terry.
Next
time you go through the checkpoint, just turn around and say, I don't know him.
Yeah, it was set up just north of Huachuca City. Yeah. And we'd have to go through that. Well, it doesn't matter. You can go on any road and you're going through a Border Patrol checkpoint going north.
Yeah, if you're going north.
Yeah, even when we took the back way into Tucson, there was a checkpoint there too.
There was one in South Texas when we were coming up.
South Texas hasn't been.
Brittany was all concerned that they were going to stop us and look for documents.
She lived down there. She knows what they're.
She's never been. Well, she's gone through it before, and she lived down with us. Yeah. But I guess because of the heightened Border Patrol, she was worried.
She don't look Mexican.
No. They took one look and said, "Yeah, you can go."
Another place that is kind of expensive in Arizona is Sedona, with the stunning rock landscape. I mean, the red rocks in Sedona, I mean, it attracts people. And it has become a very hippie type place. A lot of art. Our artists go there and they sell their wares. A lot of little mom and pop little stores there. Great little cafes and restaurants. The Airbnb population there is probably larger than how many people actually live there, because you can rent Airbnbs there like nobody's business. It is expensive in Sedona, but it is a great experience. If you just go there on a day trip or something like that, you'd really enjoy. And we always loved going up there because when we were younger, we'd pass through Sedona, and I mean, it wasn't populated like it is now.
I just thought of something. So Sedona, with all their Airbnbs, that's why their pricing is so high for everything, and it's very touristy.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, those people in Spain have got a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the Airbnbs are driving housing prices up.
Yeah, and land up there, I mean, it's all rock. You couldn't grow an onion up there, but let alone grass. And then, of course, everybody sees it on the movies and stuff like that, is Monument Valley. It looks beautiful in the landscape and all that kind of stuff. The towers out there, the rock towers, is beautiful. And Window Rock, if you've ever been up there. And a lot of people, if you haven't never been there, to Four Corners, Arizona. And I'm sure it's called Four Corners, New Mexico, and Four Corners, Colorado, and Four Corners, Utah, to go there. But Terry and I went there on our way because we moved from Sierra Vista up to Colorado Springs to Fort Carson. And of course, we had to stop there, and you put one foot in two states and your hands in the other. They take a picture of you, and you're in all four states at one time. But it's really, really nice up there. Going up north to the Petrified Forest, going through that, taking your picture on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, aka the Eagles song, is always a place to stop off in Winslow, Arizona. We've been there several times. And then there's the Chapel of the Holy Cross. That is a church built on the rocks, and the steeple and everything comes up out of the rocks. Really, it's a good place to visit. It's a mid-century built church, an architecture's gem with beautiful desert views. It's a beautiful place to visit. But the one thing that I really, really, truly enjoyed about Arizona, the sunny climate and the outdoor recreation. There are so much things to do. We would go to Roosevelt Lake, and you go fishing, you go water skiing, wakeboarding. You can go to Saguaro Lake and do the same thing. Then you got Canyon Lake, that's behind the Superstition Mountain. And those lakes are all formed by the Salt River, the one we talked about earlier where you go tubing down. So they got that. They got Mormon Lake. You can go up north to Horseshoe Bend. The Colorado makes the Horseshoe Bend in the river. Lake Powell, good recreation lake. Lake Mead, you can do that. And when I was a scout, I think I was older than a scout. I was an explorer. We went tubing down the Colorado. I used to ride bulls as a teenager I'd go out to Gilbert, and they had a rodeo team out there, and it was. I would say it was scarier than riding a bull is going down the Colorado during the snow melt when they're releasing a lot of water. You get through those big class 4 rapids. And I mean, I've been in a raft, and it was a 15-person raft. There's 7 on each side, and you got your raft, your rafting guide is in the back. And I mean, we went airborne, and you're straddling this raft, and you've got a paddle in your hand. It was crazy. I've tubed the Arkansas coming out of the Rockies, and those are pretty good, but nothing when they release the water on the Colorado. Hey, there is Don Lee.
Yep.
The things to do this past week here in Arizona is stay in the AC. Yeah. But but when we were kids, we weren't really worried about it and we didn't have AC when I was growing up. We had a thing called a swamp cooler in our house, and it was in the living room, and it's a big square box, and it's got like this hay-looking whatever grass stuff that's wedged between the outside and the inside. There was a wire cage. And then up on top, it had these lines, and water would trickle down in there, and you'd hook up, your garden, your water to it. It had a little spigot thing. You'd turn it on and start up this big wheel. And I'm going to tell you something. If you've never felt the chill of a swamp cooler, I'm going to tell you something. Now, you don't have swamp coolers where it's humid because you'd build up mold, okay? We did have a swamp cooler when we lived in Pueblo, Arizona, and that
I watched one of them get built yesterday.
You what?
I watched a swamp cooler get built yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a channel I watch called 89 Built.
Yeah.
And he's got his own. I mean, there's a father and son in it, but they both got their own workspaces.
Yeah.
And Shane, the son, decided it was too hot for what they were doing, so they were going to put a swamp cooler in.
Yeah.
They had this old fan from the top of a industrial place, and all they've done is put it through his window with cold water going down to it and a fan coming through.
Yep. And then at the bottom you have the drain.
Temperature.
You have a drain, and you hook up a garden hose to it. And my grandmother used to move it to all her flowers, and she would irrigate her flowers, her oleander bushes, all that stuff. And she'd connect stuff, and she'd take it all the way to the back where her garden was. And she would water her garden, because why waste the water, right? You can just use it where you need it. And I'm going to tell you something. Swamp cooler does its job when there's no humidity. It is ice cold. Hey, there's Terrie. So yeah, swamp cooler is good if you live out in an arid area. Everybody's saying hello to Darian. Good to see you, brother. Terrie and I was talking to Terrie. She really wants to do that, one of those Eurail vacations. We go over to Europe and buy a Eurail pass, and then travel for 2 weeks, 30 days or whatever, and just tour all of Europe and stuff. She really wants to go to Spain. I don't know Spain as well as I know Germany and the old East Germany. because I traveled a lot through there once the wall came down.
Spain's not very good at the minute.
Who what?
Spain's not very good at the minute.
Spain's not, yeah. They're having protests because of Airbnb prices.
It's not just the Airbnb prices. It's the undocumented illegals.
Yeah.
They're making it very hard for tourists.
Sooner or later, people will convince their government because they need to get rid of those people that are allowing this to happen.
Yeah.
Because it would be one thing, and again, we go off subject, but who cares? It would be one thing to migrate to another country and assimilate yourself into the culture that's there instead of
should be.
fleeing from a place that you feel oppressed and you're scared of dying and stuff like that, going to another country and saying, hey, we'd like to change this to the place we just came from.
Or
you've heard this 100 times, if not more, from me. If you're leaving a shithole, why would you want to bring that shithole with you?
Because
embrace the change and embrace the suck. Because that's why you got away from the other place. Why would you want to duplicate it again?
They want to bring that shithole with them.
I get it if it's a religion, then that's fine.
They want to bring the shithole with them and get the benefits that we have.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Chris and Amy.
What is OG and E? Sent us an email about the racing. What the rate increase for what? And who is OG and E? Wendy. Hey, and there's Amy. Amy's in here. Everybody say hello to Amy. Yeah. But
Wendy's talking about data centers.
The what?
Data centers. And OG&E is apparently a
electricity.
Yeah.
Oklahoma General Electric.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't worry, Tamara. I can read cocked up.
Good morning, Amy.
There's Terry.
Terry sounds like she's getting closer to the mic.
I'm
here.
Hang on.
I'm over here.
There she is. That's a much better picture.
There. And I got you in the shot.
My hair is crazy because I let it air dry.
Your hair's fine, darling. I mean, it's better than what he's got.
Yeah, there ain't much there.
No, there's none there. But anyway.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get follically challenged at our age.
Yep. Paul just realized he was a baby boomer.
I always thought I was Gen X.
Yeah.
Apparently I'm not. I was born the last month of the baby boomers.
Yeah, see, that's what where am I at? That right there is bad. And another increase will be property taxes to pay for the centers. Well, I'm going to tell you something. They need to legalize recreational marijuana in the state of Oklahoma. There is enough people on medical marijuana that going recreational would only increase the tax revenue for the state and stop them from doing these big increases and stuff like that. Because Florida is they're dropping their property tax for homeowners that live in the state, not vacationers, but homeowners. They're dropping their property tax, and some other states are looking into it too. I don't know why Colorado didn't drop theirs because they're making billions of dollars on pot in Washington State and Oregon and all these places. So
Colorado's doing amazing with the
Colorado's doing great with their taxes. Kids aren't going into bad schools. They're 21st century schools using the pot money. Who cares?
Said Trump's looking at deschedulizing it.
Yeah, from a class 3. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you do it? Now, if
people are going to do it anyway.
Now, if every state legalized the feds legalized marijuana, then really you'd only be making the revenue off the people within your state, and then they would have to regulate it so people didn't go across over to Missouri or Arkansas to get a cheaper bag of pot. So, but who knows? I mean, it's just they can't keep taxing people till the people just can't pay no more.
Well, see, and that's something I don't understand. Christy Betts just said Oregon property taxes are horrible, and they shouldn't be because they have legalized.
Yeah,
there is no reason that they should be taxing people the way they do in Oregon and Washington and California. There's no reason.
Yeah, I agree, Ron. I agree 100%.
Just a bunch of greedy politicians.
Yeah. Yeah. And you would think, remember when we went to that little corner of Oregon when we were going up to Seattle? Mm-hmm. How many cars was outside that is called borderline? What was it called? State line, whatever, weed or whatever they called it. And the cars that were packed in the parking lot. And then we go across the bridge and there's a highway patrolman on the other side of the bridge because it was illegal back then to buy pot in Oregon and cross the state line.
Even though it was legal in Washington.
They wanted you to buy your pot in Washington. So, but, it is what it is. What do you know? There she is, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
It costs $50 per year for a medical card, and you have to pay a doctor every year to recommend a permit. If I want any drugs for my pain, which is chronic, I have to stop weed. Yeah. And when I was a kid, it was hard to find a teenager that could roll a really tight joint.
Okay.
They'd always have to use the zigzag 1.5s, a little bit bigger ones, because they just
know way too much about this.
That was a life before you.
Well, when I grew up, we had like a 1 acre yard behind us. And then on the back street, they'd have the same thing. It's called Drew Street. They'd have the same thing and our backyards would meet up. Well, this guy used to do car wrecking. He'd go out and pick up with his tow truck, but he had all these tires in the back. Well, we were doing something in the backyard and football. I think we were playing football in the backyard, and all my buddies were over there, and the ball went over the fence. So I climbed the fence. I'm going, wow, all these tires are stacked up as tall as I was, and I was 6 foot tall then. And I was going, what the heck is in these things? And I climbed up between two, and I said, there's a weed growing through, but all of them had weeds growing through them. Mm-hmm. And my buddy came over, he goes, dude, that's pot. I go, what? He goes, that's pot. And I looked at him, I said, how do you know it's pot? He goes, dude, my brother grows it. And I'm going, huh? And if it was 40 stacks of tires wide. It had to be 100 long. And then underground, he had a watering system. And all of a sudden, we were sitting there, we were thinking about it, and all of a sudden we seen this mist come up. Well, he had these pipes that went up the sides inside, and it would mist water and water the plants. I said, shoot. And we'd go over there and lay on top of the tires, and we would clip leaves and stuff. And we were so dumb. I said, well, how do you do this? My friend goes, my buddy showed me how to do this. And we took the green leaves and tried to roll them. We're so stupid. And then, of course, we had to go question the experts. And we told my friend's brother about it, and him and some buddies, they jumped the fence and they just ripped the plants out of the ground and took them with them. And next thing you know, the guy was putting cameras out in the yard and all that stuff. He was going to catch them. I think they caught him one time. And the guy, all of a sudden, he had guard dogs now. And if you got into their yard, that dog would, or them dogs would be tearing you up. But yeah, snakes as well. Yeah,
the start of the drug wars.
Tamara says, I believe in the right to try. I agree too. I think that in Colorado, you could, as a resident, you could grow
6 plants.
6 plants. They couldn't exceed the privacy fence, and if you had chain link, they had to be, the neighbors couldn't see it. You had to do something if you had chain link. So most people over there had privacy fence where we lived, and you could grow 6 plants, which should keep the normal person pretty well supplied, unless you're my son. But yeah. In most states, all they do is they copy the Colorado law and then change some stuff that fits their state because it's too easy. And I do know that for a state that's not recreational use state, Oklahoma did overextend their permits for grow houses.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, I was shocked when we got here, because when we were in Colorado, it was medical when we first got there, right? And all you ever saw was the little green cross.
The green cross.
That's the only reason you knew that it was pot shop.
Yeah.
But then we get here, and we didn't see big billboards and crazy advertising until it became recreational. We come here, and there's all kinds of funky names and advertising everywhere. And I'm like,
radio spots.
Yeah, it's nuts. I could
for
not
the
believe.
Best weed in McAllister.
Yeah. Billboards and just, it was
the
nuts.
best weed in McAllister as grown by MG Homestead.
Yeah.
What happened?
No weed.
Hey, blessed to crochets in here. Welcome in.
I thought Missouri already, didn't they have legalized for recreational? I thought they did.
Oh, I thought they did too.
I know Oklahoma hasn't, and
it lost by 66%.
They put it on the ballot, but everybody was upset by the way it was worded, so they've reworded it, and now they're getting signatures again. So,
yeah.
I mean, the pot industry, I guess, is keeping my daughter-in-law employed. She works for a grow house.
She works for a grow house in Missouri. Yep, paying the bills.
Right.
That sticky, icky. they spread opium in the jungles and the fields over in Vietnam and stuff. Paul?
Yeah, there is recreational weed in Missouri.
Oh, they do have it?
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, Missouri has recreational weed.
Yeah.
You never thought we'd be talking about that on MT Homestead,
Right?
huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I don't mind. You can take it where you want. It's your program.
Hey, Kevin, I can with Jackie boys here. Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I mean, there'd be fewer people in prison. I mean, and people always said, well, then you're going to have more people under the influences driving and stuff like that. And Colorado did not see a big increase in it. One of the things they had a big increase is allowing your children access to it.
They did have a lot of marijuana
Yeah.
poisonings.
Especially gummies and stuff like that. Kids would be taking them to school. They'd get busted with them. And I got it from my parents' house, and then boom, they'd bring the hammer down on it, and people learn from that in Colorado. Lock your gummies up, and gummies can be very, very potent. You know,
Send me some.
I mean, they can be very potent, and a lot of people can't handle a whole gummy bear, right?
Yeah. Over here.
That wasn't a THC gummy.
Oh, yours is
Over here, we still get problems with driving.
The cannabinoid or whatever it was.
Oh.
It wasn't THC.
Yeah. I should go to my doctor and tell him, hey, you know what?
And I quit. I quit after that.
Go see my Indian doctor and say, hey, the pain's too much. Because when I first walked in, he goes, do you have a medical marijuana card? I said, well, no. He goes, do you want one? Looking at your record, you qualify for one with your back and your hips and your knees and I go, holy crap. I said, no, I work for the federal government and we get piss tests.
They frown on that.
But now I'm retired. I need to go see Sharma again.
I can really see Terry sitting there watching you getting high.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. I might be too big to get really high, but because it matters about your body mass and all that kind of stuff too. It's kind of like drinking beer.
Apparently it doesn't, because you take a half a Xanax and
I'd get a lot of good sleep.
That's all you need then. Just go to the doctor and tell him to fill that up with Xanax.
He'd be sleeping all the time.
Yeah, and I agree. If you're going to use it, keep it out of reach of your children. That's with any medication.
Well, it's guns, medication, alcohol should not be within reach.
Spend $400 on a gun safe and stack all your weed and your pills and all that, and guns all up in there. Keep them out of their hands. Yeah, and keep the ivermectin out of there too. Yeah.
No, I was laughing at what Dawn Lee said.
Coffee.
You could name this channel Coffee and Doobie.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason he took the Xanax was because they gave it to him before he had those nerves burned in his back. So.
Yeah. I can't believe that knocked you out. Because
Dude.
the local anesthetic they gave me before they did mine did nothing.
No, I'm telling you something. My brain, the smallest amount is, and maybe that's good. I could probably buy a bag of weed and it'll last me a whole year because I'd be sleeping out of there half.
Yeah, under the front porch.
Yeah.
What happened to the states thing?
We already finished the state thing. Yeah. See, that's the great thing about morning talk. We could have something planned, or maybe we should never plan anything, and wherever it goes, it goes.
That's pretty much how it happened.
Yeah. because that's what
I'd just like to point out this was not my fault, Terry.
I get that, Paul. I don't even know this came out of left field somewhere. I don't know.
Well, that's just like the serial killers.
Yeah, I don't know where that one came from.
I don't know either, but shit.
That wasn't
people in here.
That wasn't me.
Dexter, they're in their chat.
Oh man.
I was thinking though when they were talking about that, I was in Washington State when Green River Killer was a thing.
Yeah.
And I worked at a mall, and we would at night we were not allowed to leave by ourselves. We had to have more than one person when we went to lock up.
Yeah.
And walk out to the parking lot together.
Hey, there's Hunt and Holler.
I wasn't interrupting Terry.
Yeah, we were talking, later down the line.
It started with hitchhiking. That's
hitchhiking,
what
yeah.
talking about.
That's right. See, hell, I can't even remember it. Thank you, Tamara. Yeah. Because we were thinking about what are we going to change our channel name to when the day does come.
That we're no longer on a homestead?
That we're no longer on a homestead and we're traveling and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe we'll research each state's weed program.
Yeah.
Man, Louisiana got some good weed.
Texas don't.
Terry's
gonna have to start,
No, Texas is adamant they will not legalize.
Yeah.
Terry's going to have to get used to driving an RV, pulling a Jeep behind it.
As long as I don't have to back it up, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got full confidence in you.
Never toke if you're going to be backing up a trailer, right?
Wendy says it's not safe for any woman to go out at night alone. See, that's why I miss Korea.
Yeah.
Did not have that problem. I could go all over the place by myself, walking all over the place. Never had a problem.
Yeah.
Never. The most I got was some old Korean guy sitting on a bus bench looking up at me like I was an alien or something because I didn't look like him.
Yeah, all the Korean women would look at you because you had blonde hair.
And the fact she stood about a head taller than them.
Yeah. The one Korean guy, though, he was an old Korean man, and he was just staring, just blatantly, just looking.
Yeah.
And like, what are you?
I couldn't. I did those one time and threw up.
What?
Shrooms.
Oh, I don't know.
It was
I did
just
that once and watched my friend die.
making me freaking sick.
Nope.
I did them once and watched my friend dive off the college roof.
Oh,
there.
That's not good.
There you go. MT moving and grooving. Good one, Shiloh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What's going on with Mama? That's not good.
Who?
Leonard Mountain said, speaking of prayers, please keep Mama at Robertson Bellyacres in your prayer.
Oh, well.
That's no good.
We will.
Yeah. We love Mama.
Yes, we do. And that's the whole thing. All in moderation.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and my thing with it is I've
don't
seen,
live for it.
I've seen people get high, and I've seen people get drunk, and I've seen more people get mean and stupid drunk.
Yeah.
Than when they're...
Well, I mean, you never hear of anybody robbing a bank that's high. You might see them shoplift to get some high
It's
food.
the funniest thing you will ever see.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be hilarious.
We had one not too long ago. 3 illegals, high as a kite, tried to heist a jewelry store.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
They couldn't help them because they were laughing at them so bad.
Oh no.
See, and yeah.
Yeah, Mary, it was Mary Ranch
Was it Mary Ranch?
that
What?
had a stroke?
Mary Ranch had a stroke?
Mama is named Mary.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, there was another person. No, it was Lori's Prepping for Heaven that was dehydrated. In the
Oh yeah,
hospital.
she was dehydrated.
Yeah. Well, that's not good. Not having any residual effects. Well, I'm glad of that.
Yeah. Wow. Prayers out to Mary over at
Mama.
Robertson's Bellyacre, aka Mama.
I was very confused because I'd never heard her called anything other than Mama.
Well, I think that all women, after they have a child, their name feels like it got changed to Mama. I mean, how many times have you heard a kid, Mama, Mama, Mama,
Yeah.
Mama?
And how many times have you heard the mother turn around saying, I wish somebody changed my name?
My son calls me Mama, and my daughter calls me
Well,
Mama. So,
Kevin and them and Mike, they got made fun of because they called me Dad. Hey, Daddy. And they were teenagers because they called me that all the time. And then their friends made fun of them. Then it was, hey, Pops.
mm-hmm.
Then it
always knew them
changed.
they always called you Pops.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
called
Pops.
my dad from the age of 5. Anybody took a mickey out of me got a punch in the gob.
Yeah.
Training.
I called him Bill to everybody I was introducing him to.
I was going to see if you'd go mow today.
Obviously not.
Now it's raining.
I thought you had visitors, and then I realized the door's on the other side.
But hey, so guys, it is 9:51. We've been on here for
Almost an hour and a half.
hour and a half, but it's always fun. I'm glad you guys came in. We still got
Time
30
flies when you're having fun.
Could you make sure you hit the thumbs up before you leave? I'd appreciate that. We will be back on Friday, and we're not going to have nothing planned for Friday. All we're going to do is talk. Okay, we don't know where this goes.
Thanks for sending the Wendy.
Yeah, thank you, Wendy. Remember, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. is Sergeant's Talk TV. We are going to talk about some of the, I call them stupid ass regulations in the military that soldiers have to abide by. We're going to talk about that. And then Wednesday at 8 o'clock, Terry and I go live empty Homestead. So please join us for that one. And then again, Friday, Morning Talks with Mike and Paul.
Yes.
That's right. And he's got his alarm set for it.
Yeah, I've always had that set.
Oh, okay. Now, whether you
since you kept asking me to keep coming back, I set the alarm.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know people would rather see that beautiful lady sit beside you. But first thing in the morning, she's got a problem.
Yeah.
Women do not need all that makeup to look pretty.
No. No. So, hint from Paul. Don't do your makeup. Okay.
No, the hint from Paul is
like the Whore of Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
I would never say that to a lady.
I said, don't do it like one.
Yeah.
I just remember that from Big Bang Theory. Call her the Whore of Babylon.
Amy Farrah Fowler's mum.
Yeah. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Again, come back on Friday, another morning talk. We'll have some coffee together, and we'll see what we can talk about then. Absolutely love each and every one of you. Remember, be kind to each other, help somebody in need, and always think of that. Guys, hey, Labor Day's coming up.
It is.
We still have to labor on that day because we got animals.
Don't wear white.
After Labor.
After Labor Day.
Yeah, I'm saying don't wear white.
They
Especially doing your chores.
Yeah.
That has been changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't want to wear white doing my chores.
No. Not like David. I watched David come on this morning, and he backed up Wiley's 80-ton rock truck into the old septic tank. They were looking for it. Wiley found it. And dropped his truck into it.
They weren't looking for it.
It was a shitty mess.
Yeah, Wiley got canned for that.
Check that one out, and check out how they got that 80-ton rock truck out of the septic tank.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, love you.
Wiley got canned.
God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Later, Gator.